Okay, today we are making chocolate Oreo truffles. This is a recipe from a friend of the family, and I think you guys will like it very much.
So
let's start off with how we make it.
Exactly. Basically what these Oreo truffles are about 3 rolls of Oreos, which actually have 13 in them in each roll, which is kind of odd. I think they would have an even number, maybe 12. But anyway, so you put all of them into a Ziploc bag, and then you crunch them up with a hammer or this right here, and then once you get into a powder, a fine powder, you put cream cheese in the bag, and then you make it into a dough. And then you set it aside, and then you go out here, make your melted chocolate with semi-sweet chocolate, and then you dip the little dough here, make them into balls, and you dip them into the chocolate. So the first step in this is washing your hands. Don't want to get your nasty germs all up in our food. Madison.
Wash my hands. Grab around me.
So the next step after washing your hands is to have all your materials ready to go. So we got our mixer here, bowl, wax paper, Oreos, Ziploc bag. We got our little rolling pin, stove, and we got our chef over here, Madison. Beautiful Madison.
Okay, so putting these in the baggie because we're going to start crushing these up. And like I said before, it's very time consuming, but there's many different ways you can crush these up, but this is probably the best way because it just gets like the texture right. We're going to double bag it just because we don't want the bag to break through, because we are going to be smashing it with a little hammer, I guess you could say.
Oh, hold on. Let me get the air out.
I'm going to get the air out.
Hammer away. Oh, my turn?
Yeah, you go, girl.
Hammer.
Get at it. This is a great way to get your anger out, I guess.
I would say
Cooking.
so too, Madison.
Yeah.
Cooking really gets your anger out. Smashing some Oreos up. You want to get every single Oreo in here smashed before you start using the rolling pin. Flip it around town. And now your job comes in, Madison. Here you go.
I'm gonna roll it out, and it may take a while, but it's worth it because they're. While mashing these, another thing to keep in mind is that the way you know that it's finished is you don't want to see any of the white, like the frosting. You want it to be like all dark. Now that we are finished and I've got this down to a fine powder, as you see here, we're gonna dump it into the bowl where we're gonna mix it. Alright, another fun fact for you all is that this year, actually in 2012, is the 100th year anniversary for Oreo cookies. So, in case you didn't know that. Alright, next thing we're going to add to this is the Philadelphia cream. So.
Next, we get our Philadelphia cream cheese.
And we're also going to be adding 8 ounces of this to the mix.
Madison?
Now that this is added in, we are going to start mixing it. So while doing this, you do not want it on the high volume. You want it on low because or else it will go everywhere. You want to mash it in while you're doing it too. So now that we are done mixing it, we're going to put it in the fridge.
We gotta make sure we unplug the mixer, and then you give it a little look. Make sure it's done, and then you put it in the sink. Keep going. We want to start by heating up our stove.
You also want to put butter on it just so then the chocolate doesn't stick to the pot. We're going to add this whole package of Baker's chocolate, and if we don't have enough, we're going to add the Nestle's chocolate.
Too. So we have to unpackage these one by one, which I did not know, by the way.
Was not aware.
So I'm going to give you these, and we're going to clean as we go. So we want to get this nice and melted, all creamy, no chunks.
It looks really good, but we're going to add in one of the oldest chocolates, which is Nestle. While this is melting, we're going to clean up the kitchen a little bit.
Melted, we are going to turn off the stove and move away from the heat.
We're going to put some wax paper on our cutting board
Because it's a little messy and we don't want our balls to stick.
Now the fun part. When the Oreos come in and you mold the balls.
It's ball making time!
She's just going to dig in there.
You want to get a good size in your hand to make them into nice balls. A little
You just
smaller
roll in
than
your hands. Yeah.
A tad bit smaller than golf balls. Approximately this size.
Like a ping pong ball.
Ping pong ball, exactly. Good job. Put it right on the wax paper so they don't stick, like I said earlier. So we're going to pour the chocolate into this bowl so it's easier for dipping. Go down.
Good dummy.
Now that we have it in the bowl, we can dip our balls. Maddie, would you like to go first?
I will go first.
So we dip it in with our fingers, even though it's not the most sanitary thing.
It's a bit messy too.
That too. But we did wash our hands, and you know, we're all family and friends here. It's a little messy, but it's definitely fun.
We've dipped them in the chocolate. Now we're going to open up the fridge and put them in the fridge and let them freeze for a little bit.
Yeah!